Okay, so here we are. We're moving on in the third video. We're going to look at actually creating the architectural drawing, the floor plans that are part of the final project. So I'll get you started with that. Let's first look at the project here. Okay, so the final drawing project architectural, and if we click on this, it will show us a nice little retirement house plan. This is a two-story house, so there's a first story and a second story up here. Rather small, 1,168 square feet. 3-bedroom. It has a wraparound porch. You can see right here, wraparound porch. So it's a uh, really nice retirement home. Okay. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be recreating the floor plans that are shown right here. Okay. There is an additional reference sheet which will provide additional information that will help you with the drawing. But really, all you need is right here with the first floor plan and second floor plan drawings. That's what you're recreating. Okay. Let me just add a little bit more here. You're also going to dimension those the floor plan. You're going to include any local and general notes. You're going to add fixtures and appliances as shown, and you're going to use CAD blocks for doing that. Okay. When you're printing your drawing, you're going to print it at a 1/4 inch to 1 foot scale. Okay, 1/4 scale, a 1/4 inch scale, I should say. So I'm not telling you what drawing size that's going to be, whether it's going to be a B size sheet or a C size sheet. You're going to have to figure out what drawing size is, what sheet size is best. But we want the floor plans to be shown at a 1/4 inch equals 1 foot scale. Okay, and then as before, you're going to submit them in PDF format. Okay, so as it says right here, the main floor plan and second floor plan are your answer keys. You are trying to recreate these drawings as closely as possible. All right, so let's look at what these drawings are. So these are the drawings right here. All right, this essentially is what your drawing should look like right here. Every last detail here, except for these notes in the rectangular area here. But here's your first floor plan, and here's your second floor plan. Okay, if we zoom in on this, and let me zoom in on the first floor plan, we can see that we have walls. We have some windows in here, a doors. All right, everything is dimensioned. We have some kitchen appliances in detail here. We have a stair up. We have a bedroom here, a bath, and then a mudroom. All right, so this is the front door walking in through here. This is the covered porch, and we can see the columns right here for the covered porch. And then as you go up the stairs here in the living room, we're going to go up these stairs. It's going to take you up to a little hallway area where on your left is going to be another bedroom, and on your right is a loft, and then there's a bathroom straight in front of you. And then this loft has a railing that overlooks down onto the living floor below. Okay, so we have one bedroom here on the first floor, and then I think they're counting the loft. When they say 3 bedrooms, they're being a little bit loose there. They're counting the loft as a 3rd bedroom. Of course, it could also just be a loft. All right, so there's your dimensions, okay? And so we can see that the basic footprint of the house is 30 feet by 24 feet, okay? So that's kind of the basic area of this. All right, so let's figure out how we're going to draw this then, because we haven't created architectural drawings before. So it's there's a little bit of a learning curve here. So how are we going to get started? Well, we're going to start by drawing the 30 foot by 24 foot footprint, all right? And then we're going to create the walls for that. Now, I should say this is given in your reference sheet, Okay, so this isn't any hidden information, and this is why you need to look through the reference sheet. But in the reference sheet, it tells you that the exterior walls are 6.5 inches thick, and the interior walls are 4.5 inches thick. And that's really the only dimensions that you need other than these that are shown here. Okay, so let's get started then. All right, so I'm going to start on the walls layer, and I'm going to start by drawing some lines for the exterior walls. Now, we could use the rectangle command, and in fact, I'll show you the rectangle command. But the problem with drawing the whole thing with the rectangle command is that the rectangle command, all the lines in the rectangle are joined together. So we're going to end up needing to explode the rectangle later. But we'll still go ahead and get started with this. So we'll go to the rectangle command, and I'm going to start with a corner down here, and I'm going to go up. Now, in the first, you can see in the dynamic input screen right there, it says specify other corner or point, and it says 2 apostrophe 2 apostrophe, right? And the first 2 apostrophe is highlighted blue, so that's the one that I'm going to be entering. That is the x distance, or the distance along the x-axis, which in this case is the horizontal distance. And in the architectural drawing, that is the 24-foot distance. So I'm going to type in 24 apostrophe. Okay, and then I'm going to hit the tab to go to the height, or the y distance here, the vertical distance, and that on the architectural drawing is 30 feet. So where it's highlighted blue, the 2 apostrophe right there, I'm going to type in 30 feet. And now I have everything entered. I'm going to hit enter. Now, because I was so far zoomed in, that's why I'm only seeing the lower left-hand corner of the rectangle. All right, so I don't want you to get freaked out here. It just means that we're too far zoomed in. So how do we zoom out? Well, it's very easy. We do a zoom extents, Z space, E space. And then there we go. And now we can kind of scroll the mouse wheel a little bit more. Now let me show you a little trick here. I don't want this axis, this icon right here. This is called the UCS icon. I don't want this UCS icon to be stuck right there. That's going to annoy me. All right, it's just going to get in the way. So I want to either make it go away, or I want to stick it down in the bottom left-hand corner of the drawing environment. So to do that, the command is UCS icon. Just type it in. There's not a button up there. So UCS icon, hit enter. And then we have the controls for that. Now, if you want to just turn it off, you can turn it off. If you want to send it to the corner, choose no origin. I'm going to turn it off because I don't need it. So there we go. All right. So there we go. So now we got our footprint of our home. We are going to offset 6.5 because this is all exterior wall. So we're going to go to offset, and I'm going to type in 6.5 for 6.5 inches. Notice there's no apostrophe, 6.5 inches. Hit enter, and then look at that. See how that the rectangle it offset everything all at once? That's great. That helps me. Okay. Unfortunately, that is the end of the usefulness of the rectangle command, because I'm going to have to explode both of these rectangles to go any further. So let me go to the explode command, which is right under erase, explode, and explode that. There we go. All right. So now you can see now they're individual lines. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get started by drawing the top area here. Actually, no. I'm not going to start drawing the top. I'm going to start drawing the bottom area down here. Actually, it really doesn't matter, but I'll just start drawing the bottom. And so the living room, it looks like this wall right here is 17 and 2 1/2 inches from the interior wall down at the front of the home. Okay. Now, as you watch me do this, you're going to have to kind of, maybe keep these drawings open next to you so you can see. I'll tell you what dimensions I'm using, but so we're going to go to the offset command, and we're going to, now remember, we went through this with the units. We want to offset this line right here. We want to offset it 17 foot 2 1/2 inches. So that's going to be 17 apostrophe 2-1/2. Okay, 17 foot 2.5 inches. We hit enter. We go like that, and there it is. Right. I got to get, part of this is the porch, so I need to get, this is 10 foot 11 inches, so I'm going to offset 10 foot 11. I'm going to offset this line over here. Now, here's a suggestion. When you're doing architectural drawings, or at least in my experience when I'm doing architectural drawings, and I've done a fair number of these, it gets really confusing really fast if you don't keep track of your offsets and you don't start trimming things and erasing things, okay? So the walls start to look a lot the same. So you got to keep trimming things out, basically, okay? So I'm going to trim this like so, just to keep track of everything. I know this, I'm going to offset this 4.5 inches, and I'm going to offset that up right there. I'm going to offset this 6.5 inches like that. Okay, and now let's go and deal with the porch. The porch, the front of the porch is set back, or the front of the house is set back 4 feet from the front of the porch. And the front of the porch is right here, okay? So I'm going to offset this offset 4 foot, and I'm going to offset this line there. Now you notice, did I explode the outside rectangle? No, I did not. So look at how it's behaving. I offset it 4 foot, and the whole rectangle is offset. Well, that's clearly not what I want. I mean, I could use that, but then I'd have to explode it and extend it and erase all this stuff. So no, I don't want that. So let's go back to explode, and let's explode the outer rectangle. There we go. And let's go back to offset, and we want to do 4 apostrophe, and we want to go up here like this. All right. Now again, I'm going to trim some of this. I don't want that. Let's trim that over there. This and this. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to extend this a bit here. So I'm just going to clean this up because it's starting to get a little messy. This is an exterior wall, so we're going to offset 6.5. Now, if I'm, allow me to just kind of talk while I'm doing this drawing. The biggest challenge to me with architectural drawing is just keeping track of the lines and the walls, right? So work along a path. In other words, stick with the front and just kind of finish the front detail, and then move on to other sections. These drawings, the architectural drawings, I have found are much harder to keep track of, to, I guess, to understand and to manage than the mechanical drawings we've been working on, because those are geometric shapes. The architectural drawings are just lines, right? So it is a challenge to keep track of what you're doing. And that's why I say work in stages. Okay, so I'm going to trim that there. We'll get that. Trim this little section out here. And okay, so that's looking a little bit better. Okay, a little bit better. In fact, I can extend this like so, because I know that wall, even though I'm going to break it right here, that wall extends across there. There's 2 walls, and there's an opening in the middle here. So yeah, let's work on the opening right here. So let's go into this area right here. This wall is 10 foot 7.5. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to offset 10 foot 7.5 right there. Okay. Now that is the end of this kind of the stair area there. The stairs are 3 foot wide, so I'm going to offset 3 foot, and I'm going to come forward a bit, and then offset 4.5 inches for that wall. This is offset 3 foot 2. And now I want to clean this up because this is starting to get confusing to me. And hopefully you'll start to see this. Hopefully I will too. You know, it does, you know, you like I said, you got to work in stages, and it'll, as you start to trim, things should start to look like they do in the drawing. So let's get this. Now this wall is okay, so let's work up here. This is going to be 4 foot 3.5. Okay, so offset 4 foot 3-1/2. Offset 4.5 inches. Okay. And that's that little knee wall. Okay. And then it's another 2 foot 10 inches to the front. So offset 2 foot 10. Okay. So far, so good. Actually, I think that should be, I think I need to offset that 4.5. Offset 4.5. Okay, so now let's trim that there, extend that like so, trim that there. Okay, now in this area, let's clean this up. Let's do our first opening for a door. Alright, so let me bring this across here. So this area right here, this is where the stairs go. The stairs go right here. And this area is, it looks like it's a hall closet, right? This door is a 2 foot 6 door. So that's what that code means, or those what those numbers means. That's 2 feet 6 inch door. Here's a 2 foot 6 inch door. This is a 2 foot 4 inch door. This is a 3 foot 0 inch accordion door. Okay, so the 2 foot 6 inch door, it's going to be centered in this wall. So centered along this wall right here. So what I'm going to do to draw this is I'm going to use my object snap center, or object snap midpoint, I should say, object snap midpoint, and I'm going to draw like this. Okay. Now the door, so that line is in the midpoint of this wall right there. Okay, and I'm going to offset that half of the door. Right, the door is 2 foot 6, so I'm going to offset this 1 foot 3 and 1 foot 3. So let's go up here, and we'll go 1 foot 3, and we'll offset this like so, and we can trim out that and erase that. Okay, so far so good. All right, so let's see where we are. So I think we got that in there. Let's make sure this is 10 foot 7.5, which I'm not sure it is. So I'm going to Um, I'm going to measure this. So I'm going to go to measure, and I want to take the measurement across here. Okay, and so you can see that is correct. That's 10 foot 7.5. It should be 10 foot 7.5 by 11 foot 4. All right, so that is right on. Okay. This should be, let's go into here. This is 10 foot. The 13 foot 10 is not given in the drawing, so but we can move over there. 10 foot, 17 foot 2.5. Okay, so we're right on, right? So we're right on. And now I'll work on this area next. So we'll work on the bedroom. So the bedroom closet right here is, let me trim this out. These little areas right here, I'll give you a little hint. These little areas are what a lot of students get small little points lost with, because they forget to trim out that part. All right, so don't forget to trim out that part. All right. All right, so now let's finish the closet over here. So this is the first bedroom. The closet is 5 foot 1 inch wide. So we're going to go to offset 5 foot 1, and we'll take it from there, and we'll go in like this. And the interior wall is 4.5 feet. And then there's another closet that is another hall closet, I should say, that's 1 foot 4 deep, so 1 foot 4. And if you're confused by all this stuff, you'll just have to get in there and do it yourself, and maybe keep the video up and just kind of slow it down or keep going through it. But you'll get it. I mean, this is just stepping through the drawing. And let's see. Okay, and the closet right here is 2 foot deep. So we're going to offset 2 apostrophe, and we'll offset like that. And then 4.5 inches right there. Okay, so there's the closet. So let's clean up the closet first. So we'll get that. Trying to make sure I'm getting the right lines, because you can see it is, a bit challenging. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I think that's good. Now, let's do a couple of door openings. Okay, so first of all, the closet. This is the 3 foot accordion door that goes right in here. So I'm going to draw a line from the midpoint of this, right? Why am I using this edge to find the midpoint of? Because if I use this edge, the midpoint is down here, right? Because this line continues. I just want this one right here. So I'm going to draw it right there. It's a 3 foot accordion door, so I'm going to offset it. Offset half of 3 foot is 1 foot 6 inches. We'll offset there. We'll offset there. And then we'll trim all that out, and we'll erase that, and then there's our opening for the closet. Okay, so there's the closet. Let's work on this. Okay, so this is another closet, but I'm going to hold off on that. Let's work on the door opening for the bedroom. And again, I'm going to go off of, it looks like this wall right here, right? But I do have a problem. See, this is extending it a little bit. So watch, let me show you. If I draw a line from the midpoint here, is that the midpoint of this wall right here? No, it's not, because this shifts it down. And I'll show you. The door opening in the bedroom is 2 foot 6. So that means I should offset this 1 foot 3. So offset 1 foot 3. And whoops, let me try that again. 1 foot 3, and we're going to go up and down. Now, does that look like a good distance across here? It's definitely not centered. See how this distance along here is much longer than this distance right here? And really it should be the same. So how am I going to fix that? Well, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Since I want it to be centered here, what I'm going to do temporarily is I'm going to extend this and trim that. Okay, so now this line right here is only the distance across the bedroom entrance. All right, so just a little trick. Let's draw a line again from the midpoint here. We'll offset 1'3", and we'll go up and down. And now this distance right here, and I'll show you, let's trim this out. Let's erase this. Now this distance right here, that short wall is the same as this distance right here. And I can fix this area by trimming this and extending that. Okay. So far so good. I'm going to do one more thing and then we're going to call it quits. You know, in the next video we'll talk about dimension style and everything. I'm not going to do the whole drawing for you because I want to leave some of it for you. And what I'll do is I'll leave the corner up here. And then the second floor plan, right? So once you get this far on it, it's just a matter of continuing the process. That's the thing with architectural drawings. While it is, like I said, it is a bit confusing because everything is just lines and they're all horizontal and vertical, and you got to make sense of it. Once you get past that or understand that and get into a workflow, there's nothing more complicated. There's no geometry. There's no weird commands. Notice I'm just using offset at this point. Offset, trim, a little bit of extend, erase, and that's it. Okay. So let's finish this hall bath right here. The width of the hall bath, the inside is 4 foot 1/2 inch. So I'm going to offset 4 foot. Now here I need to be careful. Dash 1/2. Okay, dash 1/2, enter. Inside, we go like this. We offset 4.5 inches for our interior wall. Let's extend that there. No, I shouldn't extend that there. That one's fine. Let's trim that there, trim that there. And let's get the door in here. This is a 2'4" door, 2'4" door. So I'm going to draw a line across the inside, down like this, and I'm going to offset half of 2'4" is 1'2", 1'2". And we'll go to the left and to the right, and then we'll trim and get everything there and erase that. Now, we're going to come back and add doors to this, right? We're going to come back and cut out the wall and add windows. So we're going to add all that stuff in there. But right now, we just want to lay out the walls, okay? The last thing I'm going to do, so that looks good. I can trim this up right here, and I can erase that because I don't need that. You know, this is going to have to be fixed. You all can fix that. And I just want to finish the porch right here. The porch extends 6 feet here, so I'm going to offset 6 foot out here. And I'm going to extend that there, and I'm going to erase, we'll trim that there. And I'm going to 4'6". I'm going to offset 4'6" this outside wall here, and I'm going to extend that to there, and then trim up all this stuff. And there's my porch. Okay. Now remember, I have a porch layer, so I'm going to go ahead and change these lines right there. Oops. Now notice that this line continues, so I can't have it on 2 layers. Right? So I do need to trim this, and this is kind of why I was doing this. You'll find this a lot in architectural drawings. The wall clearly continues. We have an exterior wall here that turns into a porch line, the line on the drawing for the porch, but I need them on 2 different layers, and they're going to plot with different line weights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this back, and I'm going to draw another line here. Right? That way, when I select these lines right there and put them on the porch layer, it's correct. Okay? So let's see again. So we got, oh, you know what? Last thing I'll do before I sign off here is I'll put in this door, the front door. This front door is kind of odd. It has it's like a half door, so they have a 3-foot door here, but then this part it says is fixed. And you know, if we just look at the drawing here, the artist rendering. So what they're saying is this is the front door right here. This side of it looks like a double door, but this side of it is fixed. So what that means in our drawing is that we basically have 2 3-foot doors, a 3-foot door here and a 3-foot door here for our opening, except the 3-foot door on the right is going to be fixed. So essentially we need a 6-foot opening. Okay. Now, we're not going to be able to center that, right? Because you see the opening, the front door is biased closer to the side. So we get to kind of choose how much that's going to come off of that. And if I'm just kind of guessing, that looks maybe like about 4 inches. But then I see down here, there is a dimension 3'6", and that is to the center of the door. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to go offset 3'6", and that's where the center of that front door is going to be. So I'm going to offset that 3 foot to the left and to the right, and I'll extend these in here like this, and I'll trim it, and I'll trim that, and we'll get rid of that construction line, and there's our opening. Okay, and like I said, we'll come back and add the doors, so we're all good. We'll come back and add all the windows and everything, but that's where I'm going to leave you. Okay, so we have most of the walls of the floor plan done. I'll leave you to finish up the bathroom here in the mudroom, and then the second floor. But that should get you going in a good way. All right. So in the next video, we're gonna go from here, and we're going to add textiles and dimension styles so that we can dimension it. Okay. All right. I'll see you in the next video.